Two.
Are we live?
You're
Don't
live.
break your camera.
Good evening, everybody, or should I say good early morning. 1:18 in the morning, this August 10th, 2017. Notice I say the year, just in case you're watching 5 years from now. You knew we were here. I am your host, the one and only WooFDriver. We're on another wild and crazy adventure. We're here close to Four Locks on the C&O Canal, and we're headed down to the infamous Ghost House. The Ghost House is a place where we've gotten lots of paranormal activity. It's very much hidden in the woods, on park lands, but not really known to anybody. It's a dilapidated house where I believe the original canal workers, the people that were building the canal, lived. So a lot of history. Again, this dates back to the late 1700s, early 1800s. So what you're going to witness tonight is Doug, who's filming me now, and Curtis, who's our resident expert paranormal person, is with us as well. We got a big crew here. They're going to be running the cameras in the beginning of the time. By the way, I don't know how you're getting a signal in there, how the broadcast is going. Is it saying
Yeah,
low
it's
signal?
a little slow, but we're good.
A little slow
okay.
the signal, but hopefully it'll get better. We've got all our antennas out. I mean, this is the best. Probably any crew, no matter how big or small they are, I'm talking A&E or Discovery, could give you, because we've got state-of-the-art stuff, and we're going to town with it. As we get on the trail, we should be better, but we should maintain at least a decent connection. That's the plan. When we get to the Ghost House, that's probably going to be the most exciting part of this broadcast, because there's a lot of paranormal. sinister. Don't know. We've seen some wild stuff out here, and I'm sure there's plenty more to be seen. With that being said, I'm going to let Doug take over while I start to get the dogs ready, get them loaded up. He'll give you a view of that. He'll talk to you and let you know what's going on. I see we're getting some low signal. By the way, you're going to see me a lot of times in color, as you're seeing now. Then you'll see Curtis's view, which will be a night vision view, which will allow to see further into the woods and further into action, because night vision is a little more, has more contrast and more capabilities when properly illuminated with infrared lights. That being said, Doug the man.
Great. Well, thank you very much, Bill. Just wanted to thank you. I'm going to take you a walk around. I'm going to show you a little bit of our situation here. Here's Curtis, our ghost hunter. A camera of some sort, infrared or regular, and then the driver runs in front. These are electric bikes, but the dogs are actually pulling them. But they can be run by the electrical system, which you can see right here. It's pretty complicated. They're pretty much state-of-the-art electrical motors. These things can run very fast. I'll get a little bit of information on exactly how fast they can run. We have a chase crew with us as well. They'll be riding these electric bikes. They will meet us on the trail here and there, bringing us some supplies if we need batteries or repairs or that sort of thing. These are a lot faster and more agile than the recumbent bikes that we're riding. Obviously, they have the big fat tires, which make them pretty much all-terrain and able to go everywhere. I'm going to come over here now, and it looks like we're just starting to get the dogs out any moment. They're looking excited. You can see inside here. And the harnesses coming out.
It's okay, we're going to Hey, Doug,
Yes?
did you get the IR light from
I have not yet.
the boxes in the back of the truck? Doug,
Yes.
do you want this?
Sure. I do.
Oh. I didn't know. I thought maybe you want to lay it down.
Might have to put batteries in, but Dan's
Okay,
got 'em.
you gave me some already.
Yeah, this might have them, but they might be burnt up.
Hey, I'll go put some more in. It's fine.
You need tape. Just take me one. That's the only one we need, right?
So I've got this little device right here that you're looking at is actually what it is, an infrared illuminator. It's basically a flashlight that lets us project an infrared light out in front of the camera, so we'll be able to see in the dark pretty much. You will,
It's 18650. Jim, I'm going to start bringing dogs.
so as you heard, we're going to start bringing the dogs out. I'm going to go back to a little bit of color so you can see this in color because it's actually really beautiful. They're so excited. Look at them. Will, do you want to introduce us to
Yep, and this is Chase. Chase, Zorro is on the other side, and Jag are all about 8 years old. Had them since they were puppies. Princess is the oldest one, hence the dog seat in the back. She runs a little bit, she gets in the seat, she rests. She's about 13 and a half. I'll bring her right now. Okay, light on the bike. No, I got it.
Looks like we got an internet.
Wait 1 sec. Come on, pretty. She's very feisty. Got lots of energy, even though What's that?
Yes.
You're talking.
Switch. Yeah, there you go. And here's the extras.
Thanks.
Good. You don't need this, do you?
Negative.
Water balls and water. You got them, Billy.
Go. Making sure.
Billy, you're going out that entrance right there, see it?
Yep. How far out?
Going out and make the break. You might have a little curve, trouble getting around that corner.
Okay. Dogs are stopping, so. You good, Curtis?
Yeah.
Here we go. Come on, guys. Watch it going through the gate. Let me know. Come on, guys. Come on. Come on, guys.
I gotta walk up to you. Hold on.
Okay.
Might just be.
Well, I couldn't roll it. Yeah, it was rolling, wasn't it? Who put the bigger motor in? Are they up here, Doug?
They're just getting up here now.
Where's Dan with the truck? Sorry, Jim.
Okay, why don't you give us a little bit of
going on yet. We've got this new camera that we're set up that we're trying out. So Doug actually is carrying a pad back there, and he can switch back and forth between my camera and his camera. So you'll see us switch.
yeah.
Plays with it. He plays with me sometimes doing it. But we'll be able to make some tracks when we put her up in the seat. You okay, Jim?
Oh, looks like I'm on camera. All right, we stopped for a minute. Princess is going. Princess is going to take a break and ride in her little seat on the back here. See if I can turn around and show you. Also, Bill's going to put her up in the back.
Come on, girl.
She likes to ride.
She's retired. Good girl.
We've been to this house twice. Well, you guys have been to it 3 times, right?
I think so. This will be our 4th time.
This will be
We've
our...
been to it 2 or 3 times with you.
Yeah, I've been...
I've only been to it 1 other time without you.
Okay.
That's when we first started before I met you.
So yeah, I've been to this place twice. We've had a couple of really good investigations here. Gotten some really good audio. I don't think there's. We think there's something. Maybe not the best spirit here, but we're.
Yep.
Just make sure you keep an eye on Princess, please.
He's going good.
There you can see Princess is riding in their special chariot chair. So it's because she's actually the oldest of our dogs here, and she's get along in the years. So we give her a break whenever she wants a break, and she's wanting a break more increasingly as it goes lately. She looks great there. She enjoys the rides just as much as we do. The weather tonight is so perfect. Temperature's probably like 70 degrees, 68 degrees. It's overall a great night. And, you know, there's nothing like looking for paranormal activity, but having man's best friend with you along the ride. You know, I've had the opportunity to photograph a lot of different things in my career. I was a military photographer for a number of years, and worked shooting aerial intelligence work and combat photography and forensic photography and all that sort of thing. But I don't know that I've ever had a job that's been quite the same mix of excitement and wonder as this job has been with the WooFDriver. It's really a beautiful thing the way he communicates with his animals and the animals communicate with him. And I don't know that I've met many people who dote on their animals the way this man does. These dogs are beloved members of his family, and they return the love with just as much fervor. It's a beautiful thing to see. sitting in back, the furthest seat back of our chase crew, and trying to photograph the action from back here. We try to do a little bit of some of the stuff as we come up around the sides and things, but we want to keep a good clearance for the dogs to keep them safe. This night is really for them more than it is for anything. And the pictures are good from this side. We'll get off the carts in a little bit, and we'll walk around, and you'll be able to see them getting watered and that sort of it in a little bit. I always wonder how much to talk on these things. People have differing points of view on it. Some might want to just sit with us and listen to the
Oh, I'm on. Well, we're crossing over. Looks like part of one of the old locks here.
Yeah. Cool, the history on the track.
So we're on the C&O Canal tonight. What it runs from what? Columbia?
It runs from Washington D.C. Georgetown to Cumberland, Maryland.
Yeah, it runs from Washington D.C. to Cumberland, Maryland. We're at an interesting place called Four Locks. We're going to go through a place called Four Locks. Cool community there back when the C&O Canal was built. There actually used to be a little town there. But we're on our way to the Ghost House, and we've been there several times, and we've gotten quite a bit of good evidence there. So we're, if I find a place that's got activity, I like to check it out a few times, just kind of establish. And like I said, we've had quite a few good.
Picking up speed a little bit now. That's one thing I love about this in these evenings. Sometimes the dogs will decide to take off a little bit quicker, and then they'll slow down as though they're looking around and checking out the evening like we are. I'm sure they are. For you and I, it's a pitch black night here, and we see a small area illuminated by our headlamps, and an even smaller area illuminated by our infrared. And so the dogs, however, have a lot more sensitive scent than we do, and so it'd be really interesting to see to know what they're smelling as they go through. There we go. I've actually gone to infrared a little bit here. I'm just gonna kind of show you the overall. It's a little bit of some black and white. No, yeah, you're fine. That's all good. Any light is good with the infrared. So here it looks like we're at one of the lock houses here. You can see us going by. It's incredibly spooky how something like this would look when you're out here after midnight. It looks like there's an actual light up ahead off to the left. I'm not really sure what it is. Looks like maybe a lock keeper's house.
The lock keeper's house, you can actually rent it, I believe.
I'm sorry, it's a little bumpy, but we're going over a bunch of rocks and stuff. Obviously we have cell phone service out here, but not too good, as you can see. It looks like we keep dropping out a little bit. I'm not sure if you guys are seeing that, but it's not great cell phone service. And the facts are, if something were to happen out here, it's going to be a good little while before we get any help. You know, we do these paranormal investigations to add a little bit of interest to the dog's exercise as well, and because it's something that we're quite interested in. Curtis is a well-known parapsychologist, parapsychological investigator. Investigated some of the most insanely haunted areas in the country, and we're lucky to have him with us. He's brought a bunch of different equipment with him, some electronic meters and some recording materials and that sort of thing, and all in an effort to contact some spirits from the other realm. Like I said, last time we were here, it was really, really intense when we definitely heard the word Satan spoken, and we felt the temperature change drastically.
When we get there, we'll talk to Chris a little bit more. He knows. I think he's found out a little bit more of the history of the place, and I'll ask him about that and find out for sure what it was he found out. I know he told me the other day he'd gotten some more information. So we've gotten some good evidence there. REM pod activity, voices, structured light sensor, really nice anomaly on there that's actually mapped out. You can see it and formed and it moved.
Traveling, it's hard to explain. I'm going to go to infrared and try to get you some footage of the area around us. We're crossing around a lake and some water, and I'd love to show you the moon on the water in infrared if I could, but we're through the trees. It's a little bit difficult. We'll get it up there. I'm sorry about the camera movement. It's a little bit difficult. Yeah, I'm sure I'm a little bit quieter than the WooFDriver is on these nights. You'll have to pardon him not having a mic. I actually I think you might be enjoying the quiet of the night with us. It's a little more peaceful that way. I mean, there's not really a whole lot of things I could be telling you other than how pretty it is. There's lots of lights and stuff across the river right now, and you always wonder, what are these people doing this late at night, and what do they think about us driving through the C&O Canal this late at night?
Billy, Chris wants you to glimpse him. What's that? Glimpse Chris.
I got it.
I'm on monitor.
Yeah, can you hear Jim?
Alright folks, well, here I'm going to show y'all the moon if I can. A really pretty night tonight. Not quite a full moon.
I don't know where he is.
But we're cruising along. Here, I'll show you guys Princess. She's back here. She's still chilling. So,
Look at that tree cone, dude.
oh wow. Cool. Here, I'll show everybody. Past this big old tree that broke off along the trail.
Yeah.
It just broke right in half. Amazing. Alright, we're coming up on, there's a lock over here you can see. We're coming up on one of the lock houses. This isn't the one that we're investigating, but there's houses all along the trail. And this is one of them. Some of these are restored. You can actually stay in them. We stayed in one the last time.
It's still water. Can you stop for just a moment? Yep.
We're gonna do a little break here and rest the dogs, rest one of the dogs. Let me see if I can get up and get out of here and not fall down.
So we're going to be giving the dogs some water now. This is always a fun time. It gets us a little bit of a break. I'm going to go to infrared so you can actually see where we're at. You can see we're actually by a little lock house.
Yeah.
It's really beautiful. The dogs are panting a little bit. They have been pulling about. How much weight would you say this is, Bill?
Well, they don't pull the whole thing. But
No, but if
it's well, with us, it's 700 pounds.
that's what I'm figuring. That's what I was.
We got a motor, obviously.
Yeah, yeah,
It's rolling.
right. It's rolling, but they're working. My point was to our viewers is that these are working dogs, and
Yes.
they're actually working at this moment. And it's not, it looks like it's a fun evening run, but it's fun work, and
Right.
that's something that
And it's something they need. But what I do is, when Princess is running with us, again, Princess is about 13 and a half years old. When she's running with us, we average speeds that are walking pace. For instance, 3 to 4, maybe a little more than 4 miles per hour. When she's not with us, when we put her in the seat, I can take the dog 7, 8 miles per hour, so I can give them some sprint time, essentially, and really let them burn up their fire, because they got a lot of fire. They've got an insatiable appetite to exercise, and got just this pent-up energy. A husky's notorious for lots of energy, and because of their independent personality and nature, they're very hard to train. So when you can get them to spend their energy, they become a lot more manageable and a lot better of a companion. So that's why that's one of the reasons we do this. I enjoy watching them smile, essentially, and this brings good health to them, as well as their instinctual drive. Because their instinctual drive, they're really bred from years ago to pull and to work. They're a working breed, as Doug was saying, and this just gives it to them. Now, traditionally, you'll see them out in front on sleds, obviously. This we call the sled on wheels. The reason they're on the side is because they don't have to pull as much. These are all almost all huskies and athletic dogs, whatever, are designed to run, or that's their main appetite, whether it's chasing a ball or running next to a sled. So, but because these guys, we do this more leisurely, when they're on the side, I can run different pace dogs. For instance, Jag, and of course Princess being older, Jag is more of a couch potato. So he doesn't have to engage himself. If Chase and Zorro are more energetic and more engaging, they can pull actually, where Jag and Princess can just trot along. And that's the genius behind the side hookups, basically. Plus, if they were out in front, it would create another problem being on a trail because of they're on a tow rope when they're out in front, and that tow rope can meander all over the trail, and if you run into trail traffic, especially during the winter months when there's people cross-country skiing, whatever, it would be more cumbersome.
Bill, can you talk a little bit about the innovative use of a spring here?
Oh yeah, what the spring is doing, it's absorbing. So as I was saying, they can pull or they can trot, and if they would see a wild animal or something that would catch their attention, maybe somebody was holding their dog as we rode by, it would give them a chance to know, hey, I can only go so far. It'll absorb their pull and keep them tethered safely to the bike without pulling us over. And this can go on a one-person bike. It would go under your seat because it centers gravity, and the spring absorbs that.
And is this something you designed?
I did not design it, but I've customized it to use for this application. It's used traditionally on a traditional bike, and I started using them when the product first came out. And I've evolved with the product and tried it in many ways and found that this is the best solution for putting the dogs on a bike like this or a dog cart. Yes.
So this vehicle that we're looking at here, this is a pretty custom vehicle, right? This, you can't just like buy this at the store.
Correct. Sorry. I did send Chris this location. Right, you can't just buy this at the store. I'm able to send to the network. These were all custom built, and you can go on my website, WooFDriver.com, and learn all about these. And also contact me if you're interested in getting one, and I can hook you up with the appropriate people or recommend you to them. I'm trying to glimpse Chris. Chris is our
Support
and chase vehicle, and Dan's with him tonight, Big Sean, and actually Chris's daughter, because she's really excited about going to the ghost house, and she loves the dogs.
I almost brought somebody as well for that.
Did you? Oh, that would be cool. The more the merrier. That's always my theory here.
I would have next time I will. But I have one single friend who really was just like absolutely just excited to do it, and I was like, well, I'm not sure how it would work. I didn't know if we were going to have how much room in the chase vehicles, so I didn't want to just assume.
Oh well, yeah. Well.
Fort Mifflin. I've been to a lot of haunted locations, and this little house is pretty active. So I think you guys are really going to enjoy it. So I'm psyched about it.
Fantastic. So tell me a little bit about the first time you ever experienced something parapsychological.
Lord, that was probably when I was a kid. I mean, I've had experiences since I was a child. Like I said, that's part of the reason I got involved in it as an adult was mostly as a way to document my own experiences. You know, you start telling people you see things, you hear things, they start thinking you're crazy. The thing about me is I can record my crazy. So that's been one good thing about getting involved in it. Like I said, I'm an empath, and I'm able to communicate with spirits, and I've been able to do that since I was a child. So all this equipment that we have allows us to actually be able to document a lot of that. So it's like I said, we've gotten some really good voices in this house, and you guys are going to hear some of that tonight. And I'm not talking like, you know, hello or just one-word responses. I'm talking about like whole sentences. So it's definitely an experience.
Excellent. Excellent. Well, hopefully we'll get there pretty soon.
Yeah.
Looks like the dogs have finished drinking. We're still trying to get this glimpse off to Chris, so he knows where we are. He's tasked with moving our vehicles from where we parked to where we're going to actually get picked up. So it takes a little bit of time while we're doing this. We have these other group of people there running cars back and forth, and it looks like I personally left my keys here with me out of force of habit, and he's got to come and find us. So we're sending him a glimpse, which is an app that allows us to share our exact GPS location with him in real time, and works pretty well. So this house here is looks a little spooky. I'm going to go over to infrared so you can see a little bit better in the dark. There we go. And maybe I'll even add a little bit more light on it. You can see it's definitely a little spooky around here. It's a little wider place in the road. These kind of places always look a little scarier at night than they do during the day. This would probably be a quite idyllic spot. Great place for a little picnic, probably. But here at night, especially in infrared, it looks a little scary. Here's a small space underneath. Looks like a place where a troll would hang out. Maybe there's one under there now. No trolls. Here's what it looks like in color.
Hey, Jim, how far did you say we're going?
So it looks like Bill's ready to go.
Running down the stairs and went running out the back door. When she opened the back door, the thing went shocked.
That's wild.
But it was standing there. It had a hat.
That's wild. That is really wild. The broadcast looks good, Doug. I was watching it a little bit.
I think it's looking really good.
Yeah, looking great.
Okay. Shall we continue on?
Yeah.
All right, guys.
We're probably going to stop soon because Princess she likes to get down for 5 minutes and get back in her seat, but we give her all she wants because she's done her part, and she's just enjoying life right now.
To have respect for your elders.
Yes, there you go. There you go. Cool.
Well, I'm getting in the car. I'm going to pass the camera over to Curtis. And Curtis, you can tell him a little bit about, maybe you can tell us one of the more frightening experiences that you've had as a parapsychological investigator.
Oh, let's see. Most frightening experience. That you can actually watch on the WereWooFS page. It was not the last investigation that we did, but the one before that. Which was a house that we found over in West Virginia. Where were we at?
We were in
New River Gorge.
No, we were in the we were in the New River Gorge and met these locals out along the road. We didn't even plan to go to this house. We just found this house. They said, "No, you got to go up to this house." And this awful old house. We walked into it. It literally looked like it was going to collapse. Anyway, that was my most frightening experience. That's the only time I've ever wanted to get out of a house in my life. The house was in bad shape. There were pants like hanging off the ceiling. There were pictures of people. It was just weird. It was just weird. I didn't like being in there. I'm like I said, that's the only place I've ever been in my life that I was uncomfortable and really felt like I had to leave. And I literally like crawled up the hill to get out of it. I told Bill, I said, "F this," I said, "I'm not doing it." I turned the camera off. So that would be my most frightening experience. That's the first time I've ever been scared. A lot of it was because the house was so bad. So we've been in some rickety houses. You know, this isn't like those TV shows. You know, most of these people go into places that are, you know, I don't mean to blow it for everybody, but you know, a lot of these locations are, you know, that you see on TV shows are places that everybody goes to, and you can pay to go ghost hunt. You can pay to go on public investigations. You know, they have team hunts, and we're out here in the trenches. You know, we're out here along trails in the national forest, C&O Canal, and there's a lot of just old abandoned kind of stuff sitting around. I mean, we've even investigated. We investigated a coal mine. An old cemetery. You never know what you're gonna find. We even found like a foundation. You know, you'll find activity in different places. We investigated some silos where there apparently was a murder. That was kind of an interesting place too. I had a really bad reaction there. And this is the same area that had the that had the house that I said I didn't like. So they were just some old concrete silos that were sitting along a trail, along the railroad. So that's the kind of stuff we'll investigate. It's not always houses. This happens to be a house. And like I said, this is an old lock house along the, well, I think it's an old lock house along the C&O Canal anyway. It's just right along the canal. And all along down the canal, all the way from Cumberland, Maryland, all the way to D.C., there's lock houses. Let's see if you can see this over here or not. Yeah, you can see part of the canal there. So we are on the C&O Canal. On our way to the ghost house.
Tell them how this takes a little bit of guts, a little bit of balls.
Yeah, it's not.
We're in the great wilderness.
Yeah, we're not in civilized places. Like I said, we're not going to these places where you pull up and park and you go in and hand them your $65 and go on a tour. Yeah, we're actually out in the woods. Stuff happens. You know, bikes will break down. Motors will go dead. Equipment will fail. We're out. Here's this. It's pretty cool. And we are right. Like I said, we were right on the Potomac River. This amazing rock wall. I've been by it a few times now. It's really cool. I like it. Every time I go by it, it's just really impressive. Basically, this road that we're on now is carved out of sheer rock. So the surface that we're riding on is actually just carved out of this rock face. It's really amazing that they were able to do that. You'll see a little bit of graffiti there.
This is the coolest part of the trip.
See, there's a big rock wall right next to us. That's the very edge right there.
You did good, man. It's gonna be a cool video. Yeah. I'll see if I can get that guy to clean up on
I have.
You have it?
Yes, I have.
Peeing. She was peeing, Bill.
If you could bring them to the right just a little bit. I don't know if you can. Yeah, that's great. That's perfect. Now I can really shoot them. Yeah, whenever, if you can. That's, I mean, you know, don't be crazy, but.
No, it's my fault. I'll be quick. Watch Frankie, Phil.
Got it. Thank you.
You got the bike. You did good, but you did stretch legs if you want.
So she's definitely a little tired.
Yep, but she did good.
Yes, she did.
Yeah. Some of it's attitude with her. She goes further in certain situations. She'll be good. Great. You're light, dude.
I did that actually with the.
You watch that?
I did that.
And this?
It goes right up behind this cooler, the water cooler.
Okay, we might want to put it in a little better. Good girl. Jim, you want to make sure this is strapped in here well?
Yep.
This is. Do you want to tell us a little bit about this this throne that she's in?
Yeah, it's a customized, custom-built, actually motorcycle seat that is built in a company in Maryland. And I don't know of any other companies that make motorcycle seats for dogs except for this company. And it just so happens that they're located in Maryland, which is really cool because I can visit them, which I did. And this was totally custom built for my motorcycle. But when I saw it and understood it, I said, wait a minute, how about having a second one for the back of the bike for the dogs as they age when they need a breather? And they're strapped in with a 3-point harness and 3-point connections that are built into the seat that are actually sewn in there. They're adjustable. That way, the dogs, I'm going to try to push her in a little bit more. Good girl. That way, the dogs can actually be safe in there. There's no way they can get out.
And what's the name of the company?
It's called Beast Riders.
And people can just get these online for their own motorcycles.
It takes about 4 to 8 weeks for them to be custom built.
You can't get her legs in front. Think you know what they'll do with strap. Get it in there.
You get it in better?
I think she ought to have her feet in there.
tracks are in. So the most important part is, like Jim was saying, to make sure their paws are in, because that'll keep them safer from her wanting to reach out, because as she gets her rest in, she's going to want to get back out there, and sometimes, I don't know, she wants to get it back out there right away, and she gets a little antsy. So we just want to make sure she's as secure as possible. Hard to, under all this hair, to sometimes find a place to put it there. Good girl. By the time I get her in here, she'll be ready to run again. I actually cannot see this from the angle. You're the best girl. There we go. Okay, keep an eye on her, Jim.
Yep.
Go. And we're back off to the races.
Okay, Curtis, I'm going to hook you up again.
All right. You guys are in.
All right, let me pick my feet up, and we're back on my camera. All right, we've taken a little break there. We got Princess back up in the back of the bike again. Here, I'll show you guys her. There she is. So she runs a little bit, she rides a little bit.
Ready?
I'm ready.
Yes, sir, we're ready.
Here we go. Come on, guys, hike.
All right, so we're making good progress. I'm trying to show you guys a little bit of the view here as we go along. It's a really pretty moon out tonight. I'll show you this rock ledge. Like I said, this whole little trail was cut out of this, but basically. Down back on it. Looks like it's back over to me again. Yeah, I'm gonna show you guys. Try to show you guys this rock cliff at work. So all this was dug out with shovels and picks. They didn't have equipment. They didn't have dynamite back when this was done. So this was all dug out by hand. Really an amazing feat of engineering. It goes all the way from Cumberland, Maryland, all the way to Washington D.C. Seeing those now. So, dogs are running good. Let's check them out. There's Zara. Some pretty Princess riding back here in the back. She's just chilling. I think we're probably not too far away now. I don't think it's too much further. Like I said, we've been to this house several times now.
Well, I thought you were going to need it.
This isn't it.
No.
We still got to go across that bridge.
Well, this is the night.
Oh, you thought he was going to meet us at this bridge?
back now, and infrared. We're gonna watch WooFDriver take these dogs across the bridge. It's a really narrow bridge. The car will actually fit just barely through this thing, and it's kind of fun to watch.
Check to make sure I'm WooFDriver, correct?
Yes, we are on WooFDriver. Here we are.
Curtis? Oh, hey Doug, he's got a problem with this camera coming back.
Okay.
Put it in your seat. Make sure it doesn't fall out.
Is it a problem? What's
It's not connected to the sling studio.
Okay, I'll snag that. Let's get across the bridge, and then I'll do that.
Right there? You want to get up? Hold the bike, guys. I'll put her down. Hard. No, I don't need you to. Well, we've done this before, but it's very... Come on, Joe. How my back dogs look? Film this, dog. This is the coolest thing we do.
Yeah. You can see how tight this is. They're really kind of just very
Trained to do this. This is probably one of the most remarkable things you'll do.
Tip your light up a little bit, and the other one as well. I think I'm getting a little bit of too much flare.
What's that?
There we go. There, that's so much better. That's so much better. Oh, my bad. There we go.
I'm gonna have to put the light on.
Okay, we have a step coming down.
Yep. Jimmy behind me. Big step. I'm gonna go to the right to make the turn so I can go around. Good? I'm gonna have to go to the right.
You can see even out here late at night.
Sorry, guys.
Hey guys.
I have to back up here.
Definitely well. It's gonna let me through. All right. I'm back.
Cool.
It's what? It's breaking up?
Yeah, but we're trying.
Who is that? Somebody who's watching?
Yeah, a couple people said it. I'm watching that. Now that's no.
Yeah, a lot of times that's them breaking up, not.
Yeah.
I've noticed that.
We've had a couple of dropouts, but it's an internet thing where we just like lose a little bit. It looks like this battery might be getting dead on this one too.
Well, which one?
On the sling, this thing. I see a red light.
The red's record.
Oh, okay, great.
Yeah, that usually lasts for a long time. It'll tell you on your monitor if you get.
Oh, all right. He's turning around right now.
Hey, Doug, bring the camera up, Tom.
Sure.
So right now we're sitting at, I believe this is dam number 5. Again, this whole adventure is almost surreal because you can't imagine just being out here in total darkness, relatively speaking, almost a full moon, and you're sitting at dam number 5 on the Potomac River, which is quite a big dam for the area. And we came upon 2 young kids that were probably making out,
Canoodling.
and it's just unbelievable when you think about the whole scenario and what they were thinking. What are these people doing? They got 4 dogs. They're coming at us, and we went through an extremely narrow bridge. And Doug got that on video. We've crossed that bridge a couple times. This bike is actually the best to cross it on. It's actually 34 inches wide, which is unheard of for this kind of bike setup, a trike or a quad bike. But again, these are all customized, and this is made for narrow trails. So I knew it wouldn't be a problem, but the most impressive part about the whole experience is the dogs, how they crossed it. They get real tight in. They're not at all intimidated by the bridge or the bike, so their confidence exudes. They are comfortable with the situation. Chase is whining a little because he wants to go, but pretty impressive. I'm always impressed how they cross that. It's just, even Princess, she's older, she knows to get tight in and to not be intimidated by it and to just let it go. And that's what they do. Jim's still turning around?
He's ready to go.
Okay. So Doug's going to jump
Curtis,
in. And
Curtis, I'm taking you out of camera.
All right. So we'll switch over to me while Doug gets back on the bike that they're riding. And so we're sitting on, I don't know how much of that we can see. Let's see if I can show you all that. But yeah, that's dam number 5. It's very big. A lot of water. Wow, it's amazing. All right, so let me sit back down here. Looks like we're ready to go.
You guys ready?
And I think,
Okay, here we go. It's a little hilly, so just be careful, guys, down here. Hey, guys, come on.
it's a beautiful night out.
Yeah, I don't know if you can hear on the video, but the crickets and the cicadas and the frogs are just really beautiful. Say again? Yeah,
In the mud. I don't want you guys to get stuck or put too much strain on the motor.
yeah, there's a mud and a log.
Watch your tail, watch your antenna. Watch your antenna.
This is the point of the run where the dogs have kind of mellowed out a little bit. They've settled into the run some. They're really just kind of like exploring at this point. You can see them like checking out what's going on in the woods, and every little sound, their heads turn. oh. Just lost a light. Hold on.
You guys okay?
Yep, just a second. Just minor equipment. All right, we're good. And we're back.
Chris, are you around? Chris, are you around?
You can occasionally hear the radio chatter that we have, where you have a radio
Including the dogs, it becomes a real mission to mush the trail and to accomplish what we set out to do, in this case, explore the ghost house. So we're watering the dogs. Jim's doing that. It's a little hard for me. I get in and out. My space, as I was explaining, this is only 34 inches wide. It's really tight, and it's a little bit like threading a needle for me to sit in here and get into this position. Actually, the passenger in here rides a lot better because there's more leg room. Command. That's not a sled dog command. But traditionally, a lead sled dog will know the commands like haul, which means to the left, G, which means to the right, and different variations of those, like haul over or haul come around if you're doing a U-turn to the left. And these dogs understand that too. I can kind of steer them and direct them with the bike, but it's really nice for them to know when we're free ranging, because if I want to go to the left or right,
You have to watch. It's just this little trail that goes off to the left that you have to wander down and walk up the hill to it. Kind of sits back off the canal a little bit. Oh, why don't you see Princess? She's down here rubbing. She's down here rubbing her head on me.
She gets real affectionate.
Hey, baby.
She's actually doing pretty good tonight.
Yeah. A real good view down the trail.
You ready? Come on, guys. Hike.
About as nice a night as you could ask for. I've got a coat on.
Chris wrote me a text. He said he knows we're getting close. You're stopping approximately 39.614172.
What's that?
I don't know what that
He
means.
says we're getting very close. He's given us GPS coordinates.
Yeah, that's easy. I can't talk and walk. He talks and drive.
He's given us GPS coordinates. He says we're getting very close.
They were coming from the other end of the trail. They were going to meet us there. So that's where we're at. Here, I'll show you guys the dogs while we're waiting. And give them a little bit of a breather. Princess is going back in her seat.
Good.
Bill's getting her tied in.
A little hard finding this last one.
This is on WooFDriver Unlimited.